Hello again, folks. This is Hussar. Welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to talk to you about the tankiest healing build I've ever made for Battlegrounds. She's a beast, and she puts out a lot of healing, so let's dive in and take a look. First up, the attributes. I put 50 in health and 14 in magicka. With this being a really tank meta, I felt like just stack everything into health to make me even more tankier. If you really want, you can put all 64 in health and just cut down on the healing that you do, but for me, I like to play this way because I get a little more oomph when I want to throw a magical damage out or do some healing. You can see what all the recoveries and stamina recoveries are. Right now I am using regular old purple food. However, you can use clockwork citrus fillet, and if you do that, your stats look like this. For the Mundus, I'm running the Ritual for to get the Healing Done bonus. Let's take a look at the weapons. First set, Winter's Respite. This is an overland set out of Western Skyrim. So this is Meridia's Healing Rod. You get it when you complete the quest in Western Skyrim from Killcreep Temple. Backup, Master's Resto, with a absorb magic enchantment on it. I've struggled with sustain, so I like to put that there. You can sub it in something else that's better to your playstyle if you have something that's different that you'd like to do. And here I also have an absorb magic enchantment there because for the same reason. I put this on the back bar because of the grant healing bonus you get. It's a big whopping heal that it goes for 6 seconds, and it restores the magic and stamina every 2 seconds. Gaze of Sithis is the mythic. You don't block, but you get all the max health recovery and armor for that. The second set is Brands of the Imperium. It's an all-heavy set that comes out of White Gold Tower. Max health, 4% healing taken, and then when you take damage, you grant you and your group members with 8 meters of damage shield. It's just a little bit of extra damage. You can put a little bit of an extra damage shield you can put out there, and in a battleground, you know, every little bit helps. We have that on the chest, shoulders, hands, greaves, and feet. I have a mixture of Divines, Well-Fitted, and Impen, just to mix it up because I do a lot of roll dodging because I don't block. I put the Girdle of the Entrainee here with Impen on it. It's the smallest piece I could find. I didn't want to use one of the big pieces. Then Winter's Respite is the jewelry, all of them in Arcane. Skills: Radiating Regeneration, Combat Prayer, Ice Fortress, Leeching Vines, Budding Seeds. I like this one because of the big healing that it gives you. The other Marth you could use because it does a little more damage. I think that's what it does. It has a negative effect and a debuff it applies. If you want to switch out to that one, that Morph, that's good too. Then I like Panacea, or this will eventually be Panacea. And I like it because it gives you regeneration, blessing of protection, and steadfast ward at no cost. Another good one to sub in is Healing Thicket. The Healing Thicket is nice because it's a big burst heal, and I picked the morph that lets them heal even if they're in the force and then leave it, which is pretty needful when you're in a battleground environment and people don't tend to stay still for too long, unless it's the rare occasion you're defending. Back bar, Illustrious Healing. This is the skill you need to proc your ability off of your Master's Resto staff. Enchanted Growth. This is a flex spot. Sometimes you need to do a little more damage, and I'll put Beetles here or Cliff Racer. Sometimes I'll swap in Swarm, or I'll use Falcon Swiftness, or if I need another heal, I do Lotus Flower. Polar Wind. This is the giant heal that it's you and your group. Of course, the Blue Betty and Permafrost. And we're in a battleground, so champion points aren't as necessary, but when I do use them, I'll show you what they are. Green is whatever you like. Rationer. Homemaker when I'm doing open world stuff. Gifted Rider because I hate to go slow. And Steed's Blessing because I hate to go slow. Blue Tree. Arcane Supremacy for the max magicka, Swift Renewal, and Soothing Tide for the area, the AoE heals and the hots, and then fighting finesse to increase the crit damage and crit healing. The red tree, Bastion, both for the damage shield bonus and the bonus against shielded enemies. Strategic Reserve, I love the synergy for this, for getting the health recovery from when you don't spend your ultimate. Pain's Refuge, I can't think of a time when I'm not under some kind of a negative effect in Cyrodiil or a Battleground. And then Peace of Mind, which if I'm under a crowd control immunity, I get increased magic and health recovery. And finally, for race, we're in Nord. Why did I pick a Nord and not something else with more magic? Because of the resistances. You get this big bonus here to your health and frost resistance, max stamina, and then the damage that boosts your ultimate regen, and then physical and spell resistance there. If you didn't want to be tanky, you could pick a different race, but again, I stacked into heavy armor, for the tankiness, and so this is bolstering that. And finally, the heavy armor skill line. I have 7 pieces of heavy armor, so I stacked everything into it. Occasionally, I'll flex that in or out. As you can see, I've not done a lot with that, but it is good to have every now and then. These are the bonuses you get by stacking all of those 7 pieces into heavy armor. I do not yet have Assault and Support maxed out, but when I do, all of those passes will be maxed out as well. Well, that's it for today, folks. Thank you, and I will see you soon.